What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to convert a deep freezer into an ice bath. Let's get it. What's up, guys? Ryan Blakely here with Distryct Coaching Concepts, and as you just saw previously, we are going to be taking, or I'm going to be showing you how to convert this deep freezer here into an ice bath. So I got my man Bobby Bands here today, so we're going to go ahead and unbox this and kind of give you guys a little step-by-step on how to build this thing out. But first, I want you guys to please take a second to like this video, subscribe below, because we're trying to obviously grow this page right now. This is our first YouTube video, as you guys can see, so we really want to kind of get the interaction and get this going because we love doing content for you guys. And as you know, with Distryct Coaching Concepts, not only is this a fitness site, but we're all about the lifestyle. So we're gonna put out all kinds of life hacks, biohacks, all kinds of cool shit, kind of like this ice bath stuff we'll be doing today, all over this page. So the more you guys interact with us, the more we can interact back, the more content we can grab, and then collaboratively we can all grow together, which is gonna be awesome, which is what we all want. So again, please like, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. Now, let's get into the actual building of the ice bath. So I know some of you guys, call this like a polar plunge and everything, but regardless of the name, this is how we're gonna kind of roll about it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this ice bath. I'm gonna put all the links to everything, or this deep freezer. I'm gonna put all the links to everything down below in this video, because I'll put where I actually got the deep freezer, because I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I searched for months and months and months. Shout out to Tim at the Shop Gym for hooking me up with the contact for this. So I'll be putting the link down below for that, because it will save you guys a lot of search time on the internet. And I have no affiliation with this company, but these dudes literally delivered this thing within like 4 days to me. So super pumped about that. I'll also be putting links down to all the other stuff that I'll be using, which will be some of the, what do we have? Water filter, a ozone purifier. There will be all the caulk that I'll use, literally the electrical outlets I'll be using, all that kind of stuff. There is a temperature gauge, which I'll be using, which actually connects to your phone, so you can get everything, electronically like that. And then I'll explain kind of the process of what we're gonna do with the ice bath itself every morning. So this will be a two-part video. The first one will be unboxing. We'll go through all the caulking and everything else that you'll need to do, the plugs and all that kind of stuff. And then the second video that we'll be dropping you guys, we'll actually fill it up. We'll get the temperature ready. We'll get all the pumps and filters and everything ready, filtration, all that kind of good stuff. And then we'll actually take the actual plunge in the bath. So what we're gonna do right now is Bobby and I are gonna unbox this thing. And then from there, we're kind of gonna kick off about how to actually put this thing together. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so as you just saw, we just unboxed this thing. It was way lighter than I expected. Like, this thing came on an 18-wheeler on pallets and everything else, and they kind of like jacked it in here. So I expected it to be a lot heavier than it was, but Bobby and I went to pick it up and it literally was pretty fucking light. So you guys can see here, now that this is unboxed, we got the deep freezer here. For you guys that are just now kind of joining in, all the links for all the stuff will be down below. So this is actually a 15.4 cubic foot deep freezer that I picked up from restaurant.com. Again, link down below. So we'll kind of be using this to build out this ice bath. And the reason I got the 15.4 cubic foot is because they say usually anything above 14 cubic feet is what you're gonna want it, so you can actually get in here and completely submerge. So that's why I kind of went with the 15.4. It just seemed like the best option that I could find, because again, it was sparse trying to find these things. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up now. I haven't opened this yet, which I don't think there's anything. Well, okay, there's 2 bins in here, as you can see. So these bins here are obviously for like vegetables and everything else you're gonna put in here. There is a step down here, which I think the motor and everything else that's down there, which is what that encases, but that's actually where you'll sit to use this. So we'll kind of film on here in a little bit and get you some specs. And then of course there's a handle in here with the keys and obviously on the directions. We will not be locking this by any means whatsoever. And then there is a plug down here that I'll show you, and this plug here actually is super important because a lot of people do not caulk that from what I've been reading. So like this obviously does leak a little bit. So we will be caulking all that, which you guys will see here in a second. But let's go ahead and actually get started on the actual process of caulking it up. All right, so as you guys just saw, we went ahead and just, went through the ice freezer, kind of what comes in it and how it looks on the inside and all that kind of good stuff. But what we're gonna do now is the first thing they will say that you need to do is actually take the wheels off of the ice freezer, because obviously the ice freezer sits off the ground a little bit. So once you're in there, you have the weight of you and the water and everything else, you can actually push through and dent that flooring. So what we're gonna do is actually take the wheels off of this. And then I have a mat here that Nicole and I had from one of our old treadmills that I'm gonna lay down and then put this freezer on top of that so everything lays flat, so I'm not pushing through to the bottom. So as you guys saw, we just took the wheels off of the deep freezer. That shit was a little more difficult than I thought. I don't know if it's because my hands are freaking cold. It is snowing out here, and we're in the garage with the door open. So that could be part of it, but the screws are also super tiny and thick. So anyway, we got those off. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna put this mat out. And then with this mat, I'm just gonna go ahead and lay the freezer on top of this. And then from there, I know I said earlier that we'll start caulking, but I want to get the wheels off first. So after put the mat down, I'll actually lay the freezer back on this mat. That way, one, it'll keep it sturdy. Not only that, but now the wheels are off. I don't want to just leave it on this plastic floor that I have here in the garage. So I'm gonna put it on that mat so it stays sturdy. And then also now the wheels are off, it'll sit flush on that. So I won't be pushing my feet through the bottom of the metal, because they say you can actually dent through that sometimes when you have the wheels in that gap. So we're gonna lay that down, and then at that point, I'll get in and then I'll show you guys kind of how we're gonna actually caulk the tub. So right before we caulk this now, guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove everything that's inside of here. So the baskets that you saw in here earlier, they're taped in to the freezer. So all you wanna do is just kind of remove those, because obviously we're not gonna need these. So set these down over here. And then at that point, as you can see in here now, that there's literally nothing in the tub. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and start caulking it. I'm gonna use this Gorilla Glue caulk right here, silicone sealant. This is 100% waterproof. I did a lot of research on, what kind of caulks and sealants and everything you wanna use actually in here. Because obviously this is made just to keep things cold. It's not meant to hold a lot of water in here. So even though there is a plug in there to drain, this thing is not meant to hold water. So what we want to do is actually caulk all of the seams within the inside of this freezer, so that way it can hold that water. So again, that's why I went with the Gorilla Glue sealant, just because it's super durable. It's 100% waterproof. It's actually made for showers, tiles, all kinds of outdoor, indoor type stuff. Almost grips on every material. So I ended up getting 2 tubs of this. That should be enough for this, but I guess we'll find that out here in a second. And then the one thing that I do want to talk about is down here inside the deep freezer, you'll notice that there is a plug. I don't know if I can get that out right now. So there's a plug in here that you can see, and this plug right here, even though it is, pretty tight down in there, you'll want to caulk and seal that as well, because again, we don't want any water to leak out, and we're not going to drain the water out of here. We're actually going to put a filter system, and then that ozone filtration that I was talking about in here, which I'll show you guys on the next video. But we'll be doing that so that way we don't have to actually clean and maintenance this thing every other week and literally siphon the water out and then get in there and scrub it and clean it like an aquarium and all that stuff. Because I'm telling you right now, I do not have the time nor the patience to mess with that. So we're gonna go ahead and seal that up and then actually do the legit protocol that we need to keep the water clean and filtrated and all that kind of good stuff. So we'll go ahead and get that set up right now. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and caulk this up right now. And as you can see down here, so like these are the kind of seams we're gonna be messing with. So there's a couple of these, you know, seams where the aluminum, I guess, has overlapped that we're gonna wanna seal. And then we're also gonna wanna seal underneath the, plastic topping here that kind of overlaps the aluminum liner. So we're gonna seal that just in case, like obviously if you get in the ice bath and the ice, you know, or the water rises or whatnot, it doesn't go up under the plastic and into the freezer and then ruins this freezer, because these things are not cheap, obviously. So you wanna make sure that you do it right so you get the longevity out of this that you need. So you'll want to literally caulk everything. And then again, I know I keep touching on it, but literally the plug is a huge importance. So we're definitely gonna make sure that we caulk that. But anything that is a seam or anything that you feel like water can get in or through, you're gonna wanna caulk. And then after that, just remember that you're gonna wanna let this set and, you know, obviously dry and settle long enough that you're not putting the water in and swiping out the caulk. So after we caulk this up today, we're gonna let this sit for a while, and then obviously we'll do our second part of the series. But like I said, I just wanna show you guys kind of what to look for. You wanna be super detailed in this because obviously, you know, I mean, water can get in and out of everything. So you wanna make sure that all these seals are super tight. All right, guys, so let's stay there. Ugh. So now that you guys see that we just got done caulking everything, we are now ready to go. I'm super pumped about this, but obviously I want to let this sit. Some of the stuff that I caulked around this edge when I first got started is actually starting to dry a little bit, which is pretty cool. I just went through and just kind of ran my finger around all the seams just to make sure everything was good to go and tight. You saw that I hammered the drain cap in there because we obviously don't need that. So that plug is now completely fucking siliconed out. So hopefully that will be good to go. But all I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna actually put the handles and stuff on here, probably put those bins up in the garage, and then I'm just gonna leave this open overnight, let this thing kind of dry and everything. I'll check it in the morning. And then on part 2, the next video that we'll do to the series, I'm actually gonna go ahead and talk about all of the accessories that I have for the Polar Plunge or Deep Freezer, whatever you wanna call it, and where I got them from. I'll put the links down below as well. And then we'll actually have this thing filled with water. And then at some point, we're actually gonna do a series where I'll be in this thing, which I'm actually super excited about. But this will go along with a lot of the recovery that I'll be doing this year. I'm gonna start changing my training and start really getting into some endurance type stuff this year instead of the bodybuilding realm that I've been used to. So I'm really gonna hammer recovery, and which is why we're doing the ice bath. But I just want to kind of bring you guys in the loop and kind of bring you guys along on the journey as well. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video. Anyone you think might need an ice bath, want to build an ice bath, buy an ice bath, I don't know, whatever, make sure that you pass this to them, make sure they subscribe as well. Super excited to get this YouTube started, guys. Hope you guys have an awesome day. I'm gonna get after, put these handles on, and then I got some stuff to do with Nicole, so I will see you guys later.